right, we're back after a 6-3 loss to the New York Rangers. I'm going to try and be the voice of reason, if there is any, for this podcast. We have only done one post game where I've been in it, where we've lost, and it has been like a bit of a shitty loss. So
you're making up fucking stats like Sportsnet stuff.
That's kind of cool. All right, so let's just go in clockwise order of your guys' thoughts. We'll build off that. We'll start with you, Downtown.
I mean, it's another game. I just have the stats up in front of me. It's another game where the Leafs completely outplay their opponent in the first period in terms of the shot attempts, the actual shots. The scoring chances were 10-1 after the first period. The expected goals, they absolutely slaughtered the Rangers. After that first period, they come out for the second and they're absolutely flat. And then they're playing from behind in the third, right? It's almost like they're the ones that are losing 3-1, even though the game is tied. And it's just, it's an effort. I'm sorry to be taking up so much time and on the mic here, but like Jake Muzzin, Justin Hall not playing in this game, right? Justin Hall still on COVID protocol. Jake Muzzin diagnosed with a concussion in their 6-5 win over the Blues from last Saturday night. It's just like every time they need somebody to step up in the lineup in terms of their defensemen, nobody does. Nobody does. It was Morgan Riley and TJ Brody out there by themselves on an island. And the rest of the guys were just, I don't know if you can even say treading water.
Mm-hmm.
Just miserable.
Dude, those guys were running on Duracell batteries I found from my couch from when I was in grade 8.
Not even Duracell, like Ever Ready, like $1 store batteries.
Ever Ready, yeah.
Mark,
don't say PC though. Don't knock PC.
What were your thoughts? You seem like the most angry.
Oh my gosh. I was just so fed up. I'm like,
Give it to us.
Tied. I just went, yeah, like didn't message you went, they lost. I already know they lost. And I went, yep, completely agree. It's game's over.
5 minutes left. I left.
Should I watch?
5 minutes left. I just left.
Yep. Like, should I watch the last 10 minutes? And then all of a sudden, Matthews kicks one in. I'm like, are you about to get my hopes up? And then the ref's
I think you have too many soccer jerseys behind you there, Schmitty. You forgot what fucking game you're watching.
Whoa! Got the goat.
For a sec, I thought it might be a Columbus in the playoffs type comeback. I was still holding out some hope for it, but okay, let's just quickly. We all agree that was a kicking motion, eh? We would want that called against us the same way.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
No,
I was at the quickie grabbing 2 liters of milk and spicy dill pickle chips. So
nice.
Wouldn't know.
Okay, so Din, what were your thoughts? We have some two flabbergasted Leafs fans so far.
Well, like in the first period when you said Downtown's coming on the post game, I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna lose. And actually, no, I think I said I hope we lose.
You said I hope
the jinx.
We lose.
Yeah, he jinxed it.
And ever since.
Okay. I mean, but isn't this way more fun? Also, if the one person that watches this on video can see my silhouette, it's because if I say something that's cancelable, I just don't want to be seen.
He's coming at us from like the shadow realm.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah, you mean my basement? Yeah, Yugi.
It's like one of the guys that's like ratting on the gang in the interview.
Yeah. Or someone someone who's like ratting out people about like the Epstein flights.
Yeah, it's just fucking it's Keldon Seif.
We
no
like
idea who it is.
Deepen and muffle his voice too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Din's in a different position every time we film.
I'm wearing clothes this time though.
Din likes his interviews like he likes his sex.
We were one goal away from a naked interview
because I hate myself.
Sorry. You were what? Sorry.
No.
What'd you say, Mark?
Speaking of Kevin, of Kevin Biega, he sucks.
We were one goal away from Din being naked on this podcast.
Fair.
We were one Ryan Reeves goal away from me setting up the picnic bench in the backyard.
That's me.
And absolutely diving off the top of it into the mountain of snow we got.
That's what I said. I said Reaver gets a hattie. I'm doing this one naked, boys.
Did you notice they put him out on the power play for like the last 20 seconds on their last power play just to try and get it? I was like, that's some respect there, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to be a little bit of a voice of reason. It was you're missing Muzzin and Hall. Dermott, this is someone that I want to talk about because we've always, and you tweeted about it downtown, we've always been like a little lenient on this guy because he seems like such a good guy. He seems like he's a gamer. He seems like he like, it was that year in the AHL where he just like played through an injury and like everything like he just seems like one of those guys that you really want to cheer for. And he had potential. Like you see some plays, especially in the past, I haven't noticed much this year, where it's like this guy could be a
Not
top
this
4
year.
defender. But I think going off downtown's tweet, I've lost faith in Dermott being anything but a 7th defenseman. Didn't agree with that one. I think Mark agrees with that too. And for $1.5 million on a cap strap team, I would much rather, and even Biega too. Like I would much rather see a guy like Kristen Rubins up. I would much rather, see someone who can actually try him out, because like anyone's better than Biega, and Biega looks like he should be a forward on the 4th line. I
was gonna say, I think that for that spot, man, you either put someone with a super high floor or super high ceiling and super low floor, someone like a Biega, or just fucking put Zach Bogosian 2.0, like you were saying there.
You just said Biega had a super high ceiling, but it is what it is.
Oh,
You're mad. I get it.
Yeah. But like, you know what I mean, right? Like,
Yeah.
so he's got a bigger ceiling than stupid Dermott.
Downtown, what are your thoughts on that last defense pair?
I mean, it really is. I mean, the last couple of games for Travis Dermott, he's kind of been all over the place, right? In the Coyotes game, he was paired with Timothy Liljegren. In this game, he was paired with Alex Biega. It really is a situation where a lot of teams are in kind of survival mode when it comes to just, hey, let's try this tonight and see if it works. And it's unfortunate. But it's just, it's not even like the bottom pair played 11 minutes at 5-on-5. The 11 minutes,
Long.
they were
like 22.
It's a long 11. It's a long 11 minutes.
Worse. You just made me feel way worse. I think you were trying to do something there, and you just no.
It was a long 11 minutes, but if you watch the game, the game says all you really need to say about Travis Dermott and Alex Biega. Like my tweet that you were referencing at the beginning there, where I said that like every time we've needed him to step up and be something of consequence for this team, he absolutely just disappears.
Yeah.
Right? Every single time Jake Muzzin's gotten injured in the playoffs, is this the time that Travis Dermott is going to step up and do something? I don't know about stepping up, but he does some spinning, that's for sure. Right?
Too soon.
Too soon. I've got a nice big tub where we could play Beyblade down here. He would destroy me.
He seems to always put himself in a spot to get absolutely destroyed.
So does Liljegren. So does
And
Liljegren,
Kasha.
man. But Kasha can stand on his own. Liljegren gets just absolutely destroyed at least twice every single game. And it's like this guy's jacked too. Like he's might be the most jacked guy in the Leafs. I don't know. But it's just an interesting position he puts himself in.
It's a thing where Dermott, I mean, just to go back to it for a second, he so clearly just is what he is. A bottom pairing defenseman, can play on your penalty kill,
I thought
give
is
you
what
some
he
extra
is
minutes here and there.
I thought the is what he is like a 4, 5, 6, like maybe 5, 6. I think it's like 6, 7, 8. Like I think
it's
the is what it is was lower than I initially thought.
Hey, I mean, the only mention of the Leafs from Elliot Friedman's last edition of his 32 Thoughts column was that they are in the market to clear out some cap space for the
cap space. Yeah,
and
sounds like me after going to Taco Bell.
You can throw Nick Ritchie on that list. You can throw Justin Hall on that list. You can throw Travis Dermott on that list. All three or two of those guys, Hall and Dermott, have been in trade rumors basically all season long. Nick Ritchie, after clearing waivers, obviously a favorite for that. Maybe another forward as well. But it's those three guys first. And Travis Dermott shoots left-handed. Justin Hall shoots right-handed. They're both playing terrible. I don't know. I don't pick one.
You got to keep one of them though, don't you think? It's like a
question.
Yeah, go for it.
Downtown or everyone, you can answer. I know this is one fucking game, but we also have a podcast, so we can do what we want. What's your biggest need right now? I mean, not that game looking at the defensive changes anything, but more seeing that if you have one or two guys out, this is what we can ice.
Guy with
Whether
Muzzin.
you're-
Guy with Muzzin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Guy with
but a
Muzzin-
guy that has to be Muzzin, like a Muzzin, I think.
Like a Muzzin from 2 years ago.
Like a
Like Muzzin, yeah,
defensive
exactly.
defenseman.
Like you don't need him to be propped up at all. Let's say if Muzzin's out, or vice versa.
You know, the best thing for Jake Muzzin right now may just to be to simplify his game. And the best way to simplify his game is to only concentrate on one, right? Jake Muzzin was an awesome two-way defenseman for this team for multiple seasons. Maybe he's in a position where he can only give you one side of that game, whether it's offense or defense, pick one and acquire someone else to do the other and just simplify it. Let him get back to being the absolute two-way monster that he was, because this is not a fall off from being an average player. This is a fall off from being one of the league's best defensemen in terms of his two-way play the last 2 or 3 seasons. He, in terms of like expected goals above replacement, like off the top of my head, was top 30 in the NHL the last 3 seasons. Right?
was
He's
his,
not he's not a number 1 defenseman, but he definitely is at least a number 2 on any team in the NHL. And his fall off from that to what he is right now, he still has a lot left to give with the comments that Sheldon Keefe made a couple of days
Yeah.
ago. Like, he gave him some credit for being good on the penalty kill this year, and he has been being good away from the puck, which he has been, being just a leader in the clubhouse, on and off the ice, and being the team's most physical defenseman. He does all those things. It's been a nightmare season for him with the puck, and maybe if you can find someone else to take that responsibility away from him in the meantime, that'd be awesome. But that's not my biggest need right now. I have something else.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
I have something else.
what's your okay, Mark? Mark, you were going to ask a question, then I want to hear what your something else is.
Yeah, who was Muzzin paired with mostly
Dude,
last
that's what
year?
I was gonna say. Oh no, I was gonna say LA. Who was he? Well, no,
He was
it
Hall
last
last
year.
Okay.
Last season, yeah, it would have had to have been Justin Hall. Going back to his LA Kings days,
Was it Martinez or
Um,
Doughty?
Just off the
I'm
top
pretty
of your
sure it
head.
was Drew Doughty.
Okay.
Yeah, or Alec Martinez. I think it was one of the two.
I mean, two, like downtown, you were saying like the offense or defense pick one, fill up the other spot. I mean, look at our first defense pair. That's exactly what we did. And it worked really well. It's working really, really well. Just do that again. Literally just do that
Yeah.
again. All right.
So-
Ask Muzzin what he'd rather do, right? You
So
want him to
what's
stay at
your
home and play D or play offense?
what's your need?
My biggest need right now, and it's probably an easier fix than getting that one guy to play with Jake Muzzin, getting that sorted, is the fourth line. The fourth line, I mean, it's a trivial thing that only people with podcasts would even talk about, but
we
you do have to talk about it, right?
can.
They played, Spencer played 649 tonight at 5-on-5. Kyle Clifford played 628 and Wayne Simmons played 522. Right. We talked about it the last time that I was on here. Everyone is gassed. Sheldon Keefe has said that he said that after the game against the Avalanche. He said it after the game against the Coyotes. They looked gassed in the game against the Golden Knights. They looked gassed in the game against the Blues. They blow the 3-1 lead here and play horrible in the second and the third period. Again, they looked gassed against the Rangers. They're doing conditioning skates at practices, but you cannot afford to be in a position right now to shorten your bench. If you're Sheldon Keefe, yeah, maybe it's something that you would like to see him do in a playoff game or in a must-win game. But in a game in the middle of January when everyone looks absolutely gassed, you can't afford to shorten your bench. And that fourth line has been absolutely unplayable
Yeah, I don't
the
get
last
that.
4 or 5 games, or maybe even longer than that.
Yeah.
So here's a question for you then. Nick Robertson gets back relatively soon. I think we've all kind of like a lot of people have forgotten that guy exists.
I'm kind of happy I did.
How
It makes me
how
feel
would
better.
you feel about a Nick Roberts? Do you think it hurts his development or helps his development to play in a fourth line role, playing about 9-10 minutes a night? Because I want to see Spezza with someone who can actually do something with the puck. Because right now it is hard to watch. And a Simmons, Spezza, Robertson line, that sounds like a hell of a fourth line to me.
I think you would need to get him time on the power play. You need to try to get that ice time closer to 13, 14 minutes a night for it to be worthwhile for his development, but
Mhm.
definitely playing next to a Jason Spezza and a Wayne Simmons. Nick Robertson, like if you remember the couple of games that he played towards the beginning of last year before he got hurt, he was just buzzing.
Yeah.
absolutely all over the ice. Like, he definitely would help with that speed element there, but even just getting back to a point where maybe you can bump Pierre Engvall down to that fourth line. I
Yeah.
understand that that's not the perfect solution either. It may be a thing where you look to move somebody else back onto that fourth line. It's like Nick Ritchie is not the answer there.
No.
Because Simmons, Clifford, and Spezza, it's way too slow. It's
Yeah.
way too slow. You need speed there. So maybe you look to call someone else up, maybe like an Alex Steves,
I
Joey
love Steves
Anderson,
there.
perhaps, Nick Robertson when he gets back. I don't know, just something.
But-
You need to inject more speed there.
Hosang when
But
he gets
like,
back.
but like, Hossein concussion.
When he
look at
gets
the group,
back.
man.
When he gets back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, fuck. But like, I know you said we got to do some of the fourth line, but could that fourth line not have just played more than 6 minutes tonight, anyways? Like,
No,
No.
too slow.
No,
no.
No.
they're
I
that
thought
bad.
Simmons looked
were that bad.
terrible.
Yeah, they were like, and they were, for some reason, we were playing Dermott and Biega with the fourth line all the time.
Yeah, that made no sense.
Reeves scored 2 goals. They were out there. Like, actually, I think the one Matthews and Marner, I think it was half the line. But they
Why do
were
we keep
coming
changing
off.
how we play when we're up 3-1? Just don't. You're up 3-1. You did that by doing this way. Stop switching it.
One thing I would actually be really interested, if anyone listening, or I know you're very good at research too. If anyone could look up, there's this trope about the Leafs always giving up leads. Is it because of the playoff, like the big time stuff, or is it actually that we are like objectively bad throughout the last like 5 seasons at giving up leads?
Downtown,
Or is-
you probably saw that. No. Downtown, you probably saw that Twitter thread. Didn't someone do it to like since like 2013? And we
Yeah,
are actually in
going.
first.
They
We're
are
first?
actually,
Yeah.
they are first, but
Nice.
there are teams behind them that are pretty close. Like it's
So we don't have the highest percentage because we haven't had the most 3-1 advantages, but we've got the most.
Nice.
Yeah.
So not by percentage. We don't not percentage, but the most since like 2013.
Right. All right.
I just happened to be in the car going for a little bit of a drive. I went to the grocery store before the game tonight, and Sheldon Keefe talked about just the difficulty of this road trip, like everyone coming back, not having played a lot, not having practiced a lot, obviously recovering from a lot of guys being in COVID protocol. They were in a different time zone for each of those games to start this road trip. They were in they started the road trip Central Time,
And then Mountain Time.
then Mountain Time,
And then
and then the West Coast,
yeah.
and then they went
Back
to St.
to
Louis.
East Coast. Yeah, which is
And
Yeah.
with
then
Central,
they
I
went to
think.
yeah, they were all they were in a different time zone for every one of those games, right? And you know how hockey players are. They lean so heavily on routine and stuff like that, and the entire month has been anything but routine. And it's just like you hate to say, or sorry, you hate to make an excuse for them, but it's just like it is what it is at the end of the day. Like that's what I was saying in my last video. It is what it is. If they're not at 100%, if they're gassed right now, they're working to getting it back. I mean, Sean McKenzie posted a TikTok of the Leafs absolutely giving her in a bag skate on Monday in the middle of that absolute awful snowstorm that we got. Like
Mhm.
they are dedicated to the cause. They didn't say, no, boys, we're pulling a snow day today. Like everyone go tobogganing. They were being bag skated.
Yeah.
Maybe they shouldn't have.
And we got to remember too, out of the last 5 games, we've gotten a possible 5 points out of 10 points. So we're
Fuck. Like that's great, but like fuck, we've blown 4. What is it? 4 out of 5. For the
no,
last
but
5 games.
yeah, but what I'm saying, we've blown those leads and we've still gotten like it's not ideal, obviously, especially after the November we
But
had.
like,
which
our,
was
but we're
historic.
talking about that is more like playoff picture. I don't think we're not going to make the playoffs. I think we're going to be fine. We all think we're going to be fine. That's not what we're talking about in the first place. So we're not talking about like
So then the
making up our
question
way
kind
to
of
the playoffs.
becomes, do you think that this
Means
the
something.
last 5 games are going to continue past the next month or so?
No.
And if the
No.
answer is no, then that answers your question to how mad you really are. And I don't think anyone is really mad here, right? I don't think being
No.
mad is the correct response in this sense, but again, don't listen to me on how to feel. If you want to be angry, go ahead and be angry. But at the same time, I think that we're all more just kind of disappointed more than anything, right? Like nobody's having fun, right? Like you may disagree, and this was the notion that I was saying in the beginning of the season, whether or not you want to be angry or optimistic because of their underlying results towards the beginning of the year were really, really good, and they're going to break out of this eventually. I think everyone, no matter what side you were on at the beginning of the season, you could say that no one was having any fun and everyone was very disappointed by the outcome. And I think that's a perfect way to sum up the last 5-6 games.
Yeah. And the other thing too is I think it is going to be very important with Jack Campbell not playing like Vezina. He's still playing like, I would say one of the goals was a little, but like he hasn't been playing bad, but he hasn't been playing Jack Campbell, Vezina candidate, Jack Campbell. And it'll be interesting in the next few games, especially because we're going to get a bit more congested schedule coming up here to see how Mrazek does and if he can be the guy because maybe Jack just needs a little bit of like of a breather too, right? So it'll be interesting to see how he comes in and see if we can finally get that tandem goaltending that we've been waiting. When was the last time that we had a semblance of a tandem goaltending?
Reimer Bernier.
Yeah.
Reimer Scrivens? Ooh.
Oh,
how far do we want to go back here?
Anderson McElhaney, in a way. Anderson McElhaney when he had that dream season with the Leafs. But like, yeah. Reimer Scrivens, does that count as a good tandem? Does that count as a good tandem?
Trevor Kidd and Cujo.
Wasn't it Trevor Kidd and Belfour?
Oh no, it was Belfour, right?
Yeah.
Oh God, that's not a tandem. That's
just
a legend. Belfour.
There you go.
Ed.
But no, I think that the fact that we got 5 out of 10 points, even though we've been playing objectively like poor in the last 2 periods, and the thing is that I texted you guys, it's like we look like the best team in the league for stretches, and then we just look like a house league team for the rest of the time. So it's like we have it, and that's what's so frustrating about being a Leaf fan is because you stack our top 4 forwards against any top 4 forwards in the league, you can easily argue that we are at least top 3, and it's just like we have that, plus our depth is insane. Mikheyev, like the guy could have scored 4 goals tonight. After the first period, he looked like the Mikheyev of last year where he just couldn't fucking buy one after his agent jinxed it by tweeting out that show me the money or whatever. Friggin' jinxed it.
He looked like Din did it in Photoshop.
I should have picked up on that one.
Yeah.
No, it was so funny because I'm like, how could Mikheyev do this? I'm like, oh yeah, that right there. That's how he does it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Thanks for the reminder.
And it is noticeable too. I think we all agree how important Cash is to this lineup. Like when he's in games, he is a top 6 forward, and that guy we're all in love with Kasha, and having him back is going to be huge because, like you said, downtown, it's going to be able to push an Engvall down to the 4th. It's going to be able to push guys a little bit lower, give Spezza some speed to work with.
But let's be honest, if we're looking at like our top 8 players, one is going to be hurt at any given time. Like, right?
Well, then how do you?
When everyone's healthy, we're going to be fine. No one in the playoffs too. Not everyone's going to be healthy. You know what I mean? One good defenseman, one good forward. All is going to be out. And if that shortens the lineup so much that we're fucked, it's not really gonna work.
I think that's the thing too about Downtown's point in a couple podcasts ago that we are all kind of on the same page about we need to go and get a top 6 guy if we're going to get anybody. That pushes like guys down, and the question becomes. Let's just hypothetically, because I love my hypotheticals, say that we do get a guy who can play top 6. Who do you push down to that 4th line out of Kampf, Kasha, and Mikheyev? Like, what do you actually do there?
But I don't even want to answer that because that's the cool part. It doesn't fucking matter.
See,
right? Like
me and Din are in agreement here. This is a rare thing whenever I'm on the show here. We're on the same wavelength. I think, like...
Is it like a rotation?
Just because Mikheyev is playing so well right now, some people may say, oh, well, they don't need to go out there and get a forward. No, my vision is that could you imagine how much better it could be if you were to go out there and get another one of those guys?
Absolutely.
It's not that the forward that you acquire is not taking away from the minutes that Mikheyev is playing right now. He would just be adding more to that top 6. Mikheyev, he can dream. but he's not a top 6 forward. And maybe that's what this is right now. It's him embracing his role on the team right now, and obviously getting, heavy shooting regression, back towards the mean, coming back in from the negative. But also, he looks to be having fun out there, and that's a huge component to it. Marner's having a lot of fun out there too, and he's been playing well the last couple of games. He scored on the power play. How are we? We're 30 minutes into this, and how have we not mentioned that? He scored on the power play for the first time in like 100 games.
Downtown, I was like, we don't even need to do the podcast anymore. It's over. Series finale. Right? He finally fucking did it.
But
screaming at the power play. Like
after
Mitch scored, but then after that, there's no one in front of the net, and the goalie sees everything, and it was making me so mad.
You're telling me the goalie knows Matthews sitting right there? All the time,
and Mitch is gonna pass.
Yeah,
but he actually shot this time.
Hey, no being mean to Mitch today.
Yeah,
I will say from a system standpoint on the power play, I really liked what they're trying, because in the past, what they would do is they would have designated spots for everyone, specifically Matthews and Marner. What they did this game was they were very fluid with where guys were. Yeah. Half the time Matthews was on the left side, half the time Matthews was on the right side. You even had Nylander go out, and then Matthews go into the center, and then you had Tavares go to the front of that. That must be something new, because it's very rare that we see such a fluid power play, and it doesn't allow the other team to cover Matthews. They're constantly having to be checking where everyone is on the ice, and it solves the problem we were talking about having two guys with not the absolute best shots on the one side in the point, because every guy they're just going in rotation.
When a team plays a zone, on a power play, basically the penalty kill will play like a zone defense. When like a team like the Islanders plays zone, that's what you're supposed to do. It's what you do in basketball if a team plays a zone defense too. You have to like fluently cycle with and also move where like the puck is going, right? You have to be moving and like replacing each other. And that's how you break the zone defense and actually create space. Yeah. And they did that. And I was saying in their text that like, holy fuck, they're actually moving. And I think I said that like on the end of the second power play, there was like a minute left, and then fucking stone feet. And I was like, not again.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm just that old school mentality where it's like Ryan Smith, who just literally just stands in front of the net. That's his only
bringing up
job.
Ryan Smith when we have Mitch Marner, Austin Matthews, Will Nylander, and John Tavares.
Well, you know what?
Like, get out of here.
He got it done.
Yeah.
Captain Canada put up 60 points.
Just to bring one more thing here and to get your guys' opinion, I'm going to ask you guys a question this time. This is a quote from Sheldon Keefe here. I'm very tired. I'm very tired.
I like it.
I do all of my videos with jump cuts for reasons. It's because I'm stupid and I don't know how to talk. So
are we.
Anyway, back to the Sheldon Keefe quote here. We got exposed today for being a team that was just soft and purposeless, and just kind of playing the game, hoping it was going to work out.
Fuck.
Yeah, they're getting worse and worse. We're gonna be Edmonton soon.
Oh no! Nobody's crossing that line.
No,
nobody's crossing.
Sheldon, why are you so pissy tonight?
Why are you so pissy tonight? Oh
my God. That's a good one from Keith, man. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna get to your guys' top performer, and I think we can all agree Biega and Dermott. But I'm looking actually like top based on that quote. There were still some guys who played well, but let's start once again clockwise. Downtown, who were your two guys, or just maybe choose one who typically play well? Because we won't go into like the Engvalls and the Dermott Biegas, who you notice have a really poor game tonight.
Well, the talk of the town has been inconsistent play, and two guys, I'm going to do a 2-for-1 special here. Two guys that have been pretty consistent through all of this, and they've been great, has been Morgan Riley and TJ Brody. Again tonight with another good game. They're doing their job, and thank God that they are, right?
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah. And then who were your poor performer?
My poor performer? I don't know how much time we got.
No, okay, no, but it has to be someone who typically wouldn't be like as I just said, it can't be like an Engvall, can't be Dermott, can't be Biega. Someone who like
okay. I'm gonna say the whole line wasn't very good, but he's played very well over the last couple of, or maybe not the last couple of games, but he's played well
I know
in
you're
the
gonna
last
say.
bulk of games. He had a rough game. It was Kerfoot for me tonight.
Yeah.
Mm.
Is didn't really have it in terms that there was that one goal where him and Tavares were both reaching in and they just didn't have the coverage on it. I mean, one of you guys get it. One of you. He's been good as of late, and
It's cool that we can say like he's a top performer that can play that. Like it's cool that like I am in a confident position
he's on
where like
pace for a
him
career
not
year.
playing good, I'm upset with.
Yeah.
Like not in the way I was last year where I'm like hit the fucking net.
He was on pace. I think after the Colorado game, he was on pace for 58 points this year.
At one point he was 61.
Yeah.
He's been
Yeah.
great.
And Mark, who was your poor performer? Because we all agree with the Kerfoot take.
I wrote down Simmons, but not because he did anything like big mistakes. He was just like too slow to get to anyone. I don't even know if he had the puck. Like I'd love to see how much time he had with the puck on his stick.
6
Yeah.
minutes is a lot. It's hard to have a puck on your stick, especially with Ryan Reeves skating circles
Yeah,
around
but
you.
Spezza had it. Like,
That's such a tough sentence to hear.
You were gonna say something?
You know what? But if I can piggyback off of that, like we talked about it a lot last year, right? We all remember the first game of the year where the Leafs were down like 3-1 or 4-1 in the Montreal Canadiens or whatever it was, and Wayne Simmons absolutely just beat the brakes off of a guy and looked over towards the bench and just said,
Yeah.
"Come on, guys," and got everyone
Yeah.
fired up, and they were
Mhm.
able to come back and win that game in overtime. Where is that energy?
Do you think it's
Right.
hard, man, when you're playing 6 minutes to pull that out of yourself?
It is because if you're
Or
the
think
guy
that
lining
people
up
might
for the
not
face-off
listen?
fighting him, you're gonna be like, dude, you've played like 2 minutes tonight. What am I gonna
Right.
fight you for?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's
If I'm
hard to
Wayne
do
Simmons
that.
with 25 goals, right? Then your confidence is at all-time high. But when you're playing 5 minutes, how can you be the one to say, "Come on, boys, we got to do this," right? Like, especially to the young guys, I know that should still work because
It's just like, but it's a thing where Ryan Reeves has 2 goals in that game. Wayne Simmons is playing 6 minutes.
Yeah,
You know, Ryan Reeves is going, Wayne Simmons isn't. You know, just come on. Ryan Reeves is having a good night. He'll go. Just ask him to go.
yeah,
Yeah.
what if you just punched him in the face? Like, how different would the game be?
It sucks that Wayne Simmons is always expected to be that guy. But
Yeah,
it's really like anybody. Like just grab someone and punch him.
Yeah.
Clifford.
Anything.
it always works too. Like it always gets the guys fired up whenever something stupid like that happens. But
Yeah. Did you guys see the Chara fight tonight?
What?
oh no, against
No.
McEwen, no, it was last night, wasn't it?
Oh, last night. Okay. But
Yeah,
So
Saturday.
everyone look that up. 44
He beat
years
the-
old. Just
he beat the brakes off him,
and
man.
he could have
Absolute
kept
yard
going.
sale.
He stopped and then he asked, "Are you okay?" At the end.
Oh fuck, dude! What's the quote that I heard? The quote was from an old player. I forget who it was. I don't know if you saw it on Twitter downtown, but it was like basically the guy who should win the Lady Bing every year is Zdeno Chara because every single night he could fucking kill somebody and he chooses not to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Such a good
Yeah.
quote.
Okay, so you guys watch that after everyone listening. Watch that because it is insane to see. Dan, who was your poor performer of the night?
All of them.
You had
Pick one. I like the Kerfoot one. Also, like Johnny's been kind of invisible, but like the thing is, show me advanced stats, and I know it's like fucking 60% goals for. I just know it.
No, they were bad.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were bad.
Right.
They've
It's
been
weird
bad
because I
too.
think I get like blinder eyes, and it's not because I absolutely love Willie, but because he always looks so good and confident with the puck, but that doesn't mean everything's always going well. You know what I mean? I'm always constantly like, holy shit, look what the fuck he's doing with the puck.
He was the
And
best
then, like,
of those 3 guys in terms of defensies tonight.
He is most nights, too. But like I think I get blinders on when I see him. And once again, John Tavares can't play neutral and expect to win a lot of games.
yeah.
So,
And that was
I'm-
so even though Nylander had mine is actually going to be him just because I expect him to be the best player, if not the second best player on the ice every single night. And I'm sure his advanced stats don't say that he was that. And it would have been nice to like he's the puck carrier on that line. He's the play driver. He's the zone entry guy. And if that line doesn't have anything going, I just needed to see a few more things from him tonight. And I hate to say that because he's one of my favorite Leafs, but that line wasn't working. And if you don't have your main puck handler getting zone time, it's going to be tough for the other guys to work.
Especially the game after you shave your beard into a goatee, you got to come out with some pretty like villainous, pretty like evil.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be on the top of your game. You got to come out with energy.
Yeah.
And
that's what his play was.
I mean, he had that sweet
Evil.
pass, and then fuck.
Yeah.
And
he had that really nice pass in the power play.
And I will say that my number one guy tonight was Michael Bunting.
Yeah.
Just like not just the goal he scored, but
Dude, he's Kadri, dude.
Yeah.
He's Kadri. He fucking throws a fucking yard sale every time he gets touched. Every goddamn time.
Yeah, he's an
And
Italian
he's already
player.
got to like fourth year Kadri status in his fucking 35th game of like refs being like, I'm not calling that, man. He's like, dude, I have 2 broken wrists. They're like, I don't fucking care.
Yeah, still in like one of the top guys to draw penalties, and
Yeah.
like could like I just think that guy is the perfect Hyman replacement. I never want them to take him off that line. And I also, it would be interesting to see, it's too bad we couldn't have the Amazon documentary this year, because it'd be interesting to see what he's actually like. And if he's the type of guy that could tell Matthews and Marner, like, come on boys, let's go. You know, is he that type of player? Does he have that
Soon.
confidence?
I would say soon if he isn't now.
Yeah.
Right. It's still 35 games in, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But soon.
But yeah, that's
maybe
my...
I mean, if he already had it to other players on other teams, so I mean, like, the more points he gets, he's gonna start fucking talking to the big boys soon.
Yeah,
that's what I want to see, because I think that'll get Matthews going more. Right, he's got to be on a line with someone that's gonna get him going, and he's too good to play on a line with guys who do that.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have one last question to finish off this, because I know it's late for you guys, not so much for me. I know at the start of the year, we were all in agreement that you play Sandin and Liljegren and you deal with the punches. Are we okay with Sandin Liljegren going into the playoffs being 5'6"? Yes. If we go get a top 4 guy, yes, we are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Like Downtown said, it's if you can, or not even get maybe Hall plays better. That 4 is more solidified, whatever that means.
So we're all okay with just playing them sheltered minutes, dealing with them, have Sandin on that second power play in it. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to check, because games like tonight might have some Leafs fans saying, like, blow the old defenseman up, Liljegren isn't the guy, you know.
It definitely is a situation where you want them on that bottom pair, and if they're playing well that night, give them more ice time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you want to be able to have that option going into the game, saying, okay, we're gonna see how this starts, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
This game
you don't want to be in a
tells me
position
more,
like tonight.
We need to make sure that Muzzin second pairing is solidified. And like I said, that means Muzzin starts playing better again. Hall plays like Hall last year, or you get someone else. That's the 3 options. And then I'm totally fine. Because would you guys be mad if Sandin and Liljegren, who are your 21-year-old supposed to be defensemen of the future, end up like playing 12 minutes in this playoff game and do something stupid? Or would you rather see Dermott doing Spanoramas and be like, remember I told you we should have traded him at the trade deadline?
The playoffs are win at all costs. I don't care about anyone's feelings.
Yeah.
If they play 12 minutes and they win, I don't care.
Yeah. They don't even care about that in rep hockey,
let
alone the NHL. You know, they're like, hey, like, buddy, you're sitting on the bench the entire game. They split goal, like goalies just go and they just never play.
Go up to your parent.
No pay.
They'll go to your parents before the game and tell them that you're going to be sitting on the fucking sitting on the bench.
Yeah, so like the Leafs,
Put the camera away. Don't worry, he's not doing
yeah. No.
Yeah,
Leave the Panasonic at home.
Yeah.
If I can add one more thing,
yeah, of course.
I'd like to change my poor performer of the night.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to make my poor performer of the night Den, because like he said that. What did you go to the gas
I hope
station
they
for?
lose.
Did you go to the gas station for milk and dill pickle?
Yeah,
chips?
milk and spicy dill pickle chips, buddy.
Oh
I'm about to have myself an evening.
What percentage?
1%. I'm not
1%.
guys.
Could have fooled me.
What a combination.
But you're just mad that I fucking jinxed us when you said you're coming on the podcast. That's all.
When I
We're all
agreed to come
mad.
on, it was 3-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, joke's on you. I don't know why you thought that was a good idea. Actually, no, he knew. He knew. Insider right there. Yeah, he knew.
So yeah, this one was supposed to be like a 10-minute. Who knows how long we are at this point, but I think for all Leafs fans listening, don't worry, we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be a top 2 worst 3 team in our own division. We're gonna have to play one of the top 2 best teams in the league in the first round. It's gonna be okay. We're not gonna give up.
Sound okay.
We're not gonna, I'm being somewhat sarcastic, somewhat.
It's not going to be okay after that milk and
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh yeah. GG to my stomach. Have a good one. See you tomorrow. Can I drink and go right to bed?
And I think Kasha, do we play? When's our next game, guys?
Saturday.
right?
So I
Against the
think
Islanders.
Kasha will be back for next game. If I'm not,
So will
I think
Hall.
he's stuck in, and they're stuck in Arizona. So I think they'll be able to make it. And then we finally have a home game. Do you know if the restrictions that they kind of like announced back, are there going to be any fans allowed in Ontario?
If they're opening up gyms and restaurants at 50%, so I'd imagine they do the
I
same
think
50%
that was-
thing.
Towards the end
But-
of January.
Yeah.
Yeah, so January 31st, but also they just put a schedule in, like an updated schedule. So like, are they changing a lot of things right now? You know what I mean,
who
like they
knows?
just set shit in.
That's what we have downtown's YouTube channel for.
do
I
know
also,
as of
I'll be
now,
a
we have
journalist
7
tomorrow.
home- yeah, I have 7. We have 7 home games in 78 days. I know that as of now.
yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
I did want to just shout out once again for those Downtown Sports YouTube page, and I also wanted to shout out our new sister brother channel, the Buds and Blue Jays, who are starting their. They're gonna do videos about the Blue Jays. It's a couple of our friends who know a shit ton about these guys. Like I'll be like, "Hey Jesse, tell me about." Guy in the AA. Tell me about Zach Logue, and he'll be like, "Oh yeah, Zach Logue." Blah blah blah. So they're gonna be doing videos on all the
Fucking
Blue
Mark
Jays.
Donk.
They're gonna be doing pre-games for all of their series. Hopefully the season will get around to starting, and they're gonna be pretty similar to the Leafs and Lads. So check them out. Follow them on YouTube. Follow them on Twitter. And who knows? I know Downtown's a big Blue Jays fan. Maybe he'll be on that podcast too. You never know. But yeah, Buds and Blue Jays, check them out. Thanks everyone for watching.
Thanks, Downtown. See you, boys. Have a good one.